So you have a bunch of data in your database that you want to nicely lay them out to show your users and also enable them to filter through, to search through, to reach the right information for them. You can easily do that with Softr's list blocks. And let's go through how we can easily set them up on Softr. Instead of feeding on users your spreadsheet directly, you can create a very nicely laid out list or table or gallery for your users to make your data very digestible and pleasant to interact with. On Softr, we are provided with many list blocks with different styles. You can find them under the dynamic block type and under the list section. You can hover over the eye icon to preview each one of them. Other than styling differences, some blocks also provide unique functionalities. For example, the timeline one that sorts your database in a chronological order, the sliding cart one that expands when you click on it, the summary one that shows key stats on a single block, and also some variations like the table block and also map block. Play around with the different versions and pick the one that suits your need best. We're going to go ahead with the simple block with cards, just to walk through how list blocks are set up. Once you have added your block, the first thing to do is to connect your data source. You can adjust the sort order and how many items you want to display per page before the user has to click on the See More button to expand it. Note that you can also change the items per row, but it is currently disabled because we have this filter placed on the left, which prevents us from displaying one more row of data here. We can overcome these issues later. Moving on, you can also configure the message to show users when your list is empty or when their search did not return any results. You can add conditional filters that help you limit the data that you want your users to see from this block. The difference between the inline filter and the conditional filter is that the conditional filter here is determined by you, and the user will never be able to adjust this filter. For the inline filter within the block, it is for your users to use to filter through the information that you have already pre-filtered with the conditional filters. Now let's move on to the Features tab. From here, you can adjust the inline filters. We can adjust how we want to label the filter and which field it's filtered based on. Softr will auto-populate the options from your database unless the field is empty. You can choose where you want the filter to be, left, right, or top. And if you pick top, you can now go back to the Data tab and display 4 items per row. You can also change how the filter looks by switching between list or drop down, and also enable or disable multi-select the options. You can add more filters, style them individually, or remove them completely. Moving on, you can choose to provide a search bar for your users and also configure what fields the search bar is going to search by. You can then configure the fields you want to display in the card and style them individually. You can also change the copy of the See More button if you want. Let's hit the preview and make sure all the data is displayed correctly. In the filter and search, all the functionalities work fine. If within the single card you are able to display everything you want your users to see, you're pretty much ready to go with the current setup. However, if you want your users to be able to click on the list items and then see more fields and to see more information about the item they just clicked on, you will need to incorporate a list details page with list details block in place. We will go through these in a separate list details video. If you find this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel for more. Like this video and then share this with your fellow no-code builders. Until next time, ciao.